on his way. All right. We've had the roll call. We'll stand for invocation. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for all that you're doing in our lives. We ask you to lead and guide us as we do the will of the citizens and what's best for the city of Waterville. Let us be on one accord for the things that are instituted and for the betterment of these citizens. Let's take self out of all agendas and all things and conduct this business in an orderly fashion. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I have two agendas before me. Which one are we gonna approve?
I have three. This one.
You have three?
We approving the one that was amended. And it has 7 topics on it.
Can I ask why the?
I shortened it so we can get out of here. You can discuss the same thing, but we're not going line by line by line. They all incorporated.
Mayor, you don't amend in a special call meeting agenda.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I did it. So discussion and billing and access is the same thing that y'all had on the other one. Discussion of compliance standards is the same material. It's just consolidated into 2 lines. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Mayor, where did you get the information that you can approve a special meeting?
Where did you get the information that I can't?
I got it out of the open records.
We on time. We on time limit.
I know that.
Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda? We don't have a motion.
I move to restore the original agenda as approved by council, as it reflects the true intent of this meeting.
Second.
Y'all in favor of that? Go ahead.
We did the original agenda. I printed out the original.
No, they're right here, I think.
Oh, you have one?
I don't have one. And neither does the city attorney. Go ahead, Councilman Boston, you called this.
Okay.
And our time limit is 5:25. We have a training to go to.
Thank you, Mayor. So essentially, the reason why the special meeting was called was to discuss council's fiduciary duty to the citizens of Waterville. As council, we are responsible for the finances as it pertains to this city. And if you all remember, I was tasked to reach out to Atlantic Waste regarding some discrepancies in our bill. And upon speaking with the point of contact, Mr. Sam Sullivan, it was determined that our numbers were off. And after further review and discussing it with council and bringing it to council's attention, I reached out to QS1, who is the company that sends out our bills. And it's a software company, so essentially City Hall gets the numbers, they send it to QS1, QS1 sends out the bills. So when I spoke with them, it was shared that there's something called a master billing registry that pretty much illustrates every account and how much they will build in the city of Waterville. I asked for access to this registry so that I could audit our records and reconcile, and access was restricted. Hence why we are here today. So I move that council be afforded access to not only the master billing registry, but all financial records as they deem appropriate in doing business for the city. That's my motion.
Did you find any discrepancies when you looked at the registry?
Well, I haven't had a chance to look at the registry, ma'am.
Oh, you haven't?
No, ma'am. The only discrepancy, well, several discrepancies that were discovered was, for one, there were over 300 homes that were on the bill that was given to Atlantic Waste that shouldn't have been. That resulted in a little over $8,100 in expenses that wasn't to the city. And even with that, there was 3 line items, okay? The first line item said Waterville opt-out. Those are the citizens who have opted out of yard debris and bulk. So they pay, Atlantic Waste bills us $15 a month for those citizens who have opted out. The ones who have not opted out, which is the vast majority, it was 1,919 citizens that did not opt out. So they're getting trash, yard, bulk, they're getting everything. That's $22. There's also, the third line item says Waterville extras. These are individuals who have, according to City Hall, more than 1 trash can. That was 125 of those. I definitely want to look at those numbers as well, because I can recall last year when I asked for the numbers for how many citizens are paying for more than 1 trash can, and I believe I was told it was 3. So if 3 people are paying for more than 1 trash can, but we're telling Atlantic Waste that we have 125, that's another discrepancy. I mean, we're talking upwards of $10,000 a month, which directly coincides to that, like the shortfall that we already have with the county. So that's why I need to look at those numbers. I mean, the bills that we send out are predominantly public works. It's the sanitation, it's the water, it's the sewer, all of that is public works. And I've been trusted over public works. So I need access to those records. That way I can look at what Atlantic Waste has given us, what we're actually billing the citizens, and put those numbers together to make sure everything is the way it should be. I have also looked at my bill along with several other citizens' bills and have noticed discrepancies. Those discrepancies on average were a shortage of $4.50. So if you take that and times it by 2,000 people, we're talking $9,000. So these inaccurate records are costing our city tens of thousands of dollars. And we need to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so have you been given the opportunity to get those records?
No, ma'am. I requested them on Friday. I requested them from our city clerk, Ms. Moss. The mayor responded, essentially dismissing my request and saying that I didn't need access to that, which I beg to differ.
I did not deny your request. I denied you access in the QS1. That's a financial database. Anything messing up QS1 mess up the whole system. We have CPAs, a whole CPA firm that's in there looking at this stuff, and we have a finance officer and one person who goes in and does that input. As far as those discrepancies go, I told you we're having a meeting with Atlantic Waste. There are emails after email streams where that information was sent to them. Our meeting with Atlantic Waste is tomorrow to go over this. You're talking about opting out and all that. It was never said to us when Atlantic Waste came here with the citizens. It was said the citizens had the opportunity to opt out. It never said we would be charged for that. So our city attorney is going to look into that. We should not be paying that. And from the last talk that I had with City Hall staff, they had talked to Atlantic Waste and they said that was supposed to be taken off of there. In regard to the trash cans, I've seen the email streams where they have notified Atlantic Waste back in February of how many people had trash cans. My thing is, had you come into City Hall and sat down and asked those questions and talked and not do all of this back and forth on an email, you would see the emails, the traffic between Atlantic Waste and City Hall. And as we said before, when you got this private company to come in and talk and do this, it was also stated the first month was gonna be rough because we had to go in and hand count all of this stuff and input and export all of this stuff. Allenhurst had no idea how many citizens they had and how much trash and all of that. Therefore, Patrick had to go in and hand input everything. This is March. We've got another bill, and the bill is higher than the first one that we got. So now we are trying to find out where the discrepancies are. And that's why we having the meeting. I'm having the meeting tomorrow, and I told you, you could come to that to sit down and talk to Atlantic Waste.
Okay, Mayor, you made a couple of statements that aren't accurate. And I explained to you, when I spoke to you over the phone, I explained to you, just like I did today, this will be the 5th time that I explained to you, Atlantic Waste is billing us $15 a month for citizens to pick up trash, their household garbage. These citizens are not getting yard debris in bulk. They opted out of those additional services. That does not mean that they get free trash pickup, which is essentially what you're implying, that we shouldn't
No, I'm
get.
not implying anything. I'm saying
You're saying that we
Sullivan
should.
is going to come and explain this to us. You making false statements about something I'm implying. I'm not implying anything.
Sam was very clear
To you.
to everyone, and everyone seems to understand this except you, that the citizens that opted out of yard debris in bulk, we are paying $15 a month. They don't, since they opt. So essentially what you're saying is if I opt out of yard debris in bulk, y'all picking up my trash for free.
No,
That
that
is-
should be a bill for household trash.
The bill is $15. 108 people opted out. Atlantic Waste is itemizing the bill. Those people who opted out of bulk and yard debris are paying $15. The ones that did not are paying $22. I don't know a more simple way to put that. A meeting with Atlantic Waste, in my humble opinion, is a waste of time. Reason being, they're only going off of the numbers that we give them. So if we give them 300 some odd units in Long County, that's what they have. The emails that you're referring to, Atlantic Waste forwarded me all of the emails. And I saw where they reached out to City Hall on more than one occasion to get clarity on these numbers, and they were not replied to. They weren't. And it's okay to make a mistake. But the issue is, instead of dealing with the issue at hand, we want to deflect. Instead of saying, okay, let's fix this, is, well, Councilman Boston, why'd you email it? Why didn't you just go talk to them? Or you know, why are you wearing a gray shirt today? This has nothing to do with the root of the matter. The root of the matter is they were given wrong information. And you're right, they're gonna continue to get wrong information if we don't fix this. But a part of me feels like you don't want it to be fixed. And I'm gonna just be honest and say that, because you didn't want sanitation to be privatized anyway. But even if we didn't privatize it, that doesn't change the fact that these records are wrong. We're not billing enough. They're wrong. So even, it doesn't matter if they have on an Atlantic Waste shirt, an ABC shirt, a Waterville shirt, the numbers are wrong. They're wrong. Yes, Mayor Pro
If
Tem.
I may ask, what is the correct amount of garbage cans that we're supposed to be collecting for Atlantic Waste? Or
Well-
is it Atlantic Waste giving us the figures?
No, Atlantic Waste, when I spoke to Mr. Sam Sullivan of Atlantic Waste, they're going off the numbers that City Hall gives them. So if City Hall tells them, hey, we got 10,000 trash cans, they're gonna send a bill for 10,000. Now, when it was them that noticed that, hey, these units shouldn't be, these homes shouldn't be on here, which is why they sent the email out to confirm that. It was never replied to. So they sent the bill out as is. When I called them, they acknowledged that it was like 360 something homes. But you multiply that and it adds up real quick, okay? But this is not Atlantic Waste counting trash cans. They're going off of the numbers that City Hall's given. This is precisely what was going on when we were doing it, which is why we owe the county so much money. We were not billing properly. But instead, and as the mayor just said, that this is financial information from QS1. Guess what? That master billing registry can't be altered. And I think that's another reason why it's so much pushback to seeing what's going on. I can't alter that. These are the records. I want to see February, January, and December. And with all due respect to the mayor and council and to the citizens, I want it by Friday. Like, I need to see those numbers. I want to see who's getting billed what. If my bill was $4.50 short and his bill was $4.50 short, that's a trend. And this person's bill was $4.50 short, multiply that by 2,000. That's $9,000. So the original bill that we had was roughly $45,000. With those 300 homes that shouldn't be on there taken off, that drops our bill to about $36,000. Based on the numbers that City Hall gave us at the last meeting, we collected already $30,000. So there's a shortfall of about $6,000 right there. But when you factor in that you got a couple thousand homes that aren't getting built properly, that's $9,000. That's your difference right there. And when you factor in that you got 125 homes that they're billing us for, that's supposed to have more than one trash can, but you're only billing 3 people for that, that's another couple thousand. So the money is there to pay Atlantic Waste. The records are wrong. And I want to take the information that Sam has provided, that City Hall gave him, because I have it all. They're an open book when it comes to me asking them questions. I want to take those numbers and I want to compare it to this master billing registry and reconcile it. I don't understand why there's so much pushback of that. Okay? I heard the comment was I could have just went to City Hall. Well, if the mayor's saying no, City Hall's not going to circumvent that. So that's just, these are stall tactics. The same way amending the agenda, these are all stall tactics, okay? Let's deal with the issue at hand. If there's any wrongdoing, yes, it will come out. And that's okay too, because we'll fix that. But blocking council from performing their fiduciary duty violates public trust. I want to see the master billing registry.
Can we make that motion now?
I made the motion.
We're still in discussion. We are still in discussion.
I've said what I've had to say.
Well, I haven't. I have not. Any other comments from council?
I can't say billing is incorrect. My bill has been incorrect for months. I've looked at other citizens' bill, just like Councilman Boston said, and it's incorrect. So billing needs to be fixed.
I mean, let's fix it.
And what's the issue with correcting billing? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Look,
Based on what you all just said.
if it's honest mistakes, there is no billing. I mean, there is no issue with that. If there's something nefarious going on, then there is an issue. Okay, because a master billing registry is essentially the smoking gun. Like, I want to see every citizen in the city of Waterville who elected us, I want to see their bill. I can't go in and change the master billing registry. This is on QS1 side. You can't change that. But when I do payroll and I go through my payroll processor, I can't change their records. All I can do is pull up what has been submitted. This is not a tall ask. This is actually public record. Like, I don't even see why we're here.
It's not public record.
It's
QS1.
definitely
No, it's not.
It's definitely
No, it is
privy
not.
to Councilman
And
Martin. It's definitely privy to council. It's
That
definitely
is
privy to
not
council.
a function of council.
Mayor,
You want a report or something like that, the CPAs can generate all of that. Nowhere does any other council get into the QS1 for finances. Nowhere. If you want a report, you want to come in and sit down and see this stuff, you can. You've been asked time and time again and told time and time again, you can come in and look at this. I'm not finished. No. Also,
It's a false statement.
No, it's not a false statement. We have emails to back that up too. As well as, if you want to see something, come over and sit down. Not send all these emails out, somebody's doing this. All you doing is upsetting everybody.
So you're saying if I
And
come tomorrow,
I'm
I
not
can get
finished.
the master
I'm
bill
not
registry?
finished. I'm still talking.
Well, you said
You can
525.
come over there. That clock is wrong. Y'all know that.
No,
You
I
can
didn't
come
know
over
that.
there and sit down there and look at that stuff. We said time and time again. I've made appointments for people to come and sit down and what's the issue? What's wrong? Why can't we get this stuff together? And some people don't even show up.
Man, I've
So
shown up.
anytime
I've
there's
shown
more than you on council.
And you've never mentioned
And I'm
Anytime
showing up
y'all,
for billing.
never mentioned the master
anytime you
billing
want to
registry.
come,
Never.
master billing record just
Never.
came up.
Okay,
You should have known about
the-
it. You've been on council for over 10 years.
And I'm not the only one who's been on council for over 10,
Okay.
20 years or whatever.
Okay, so is
To
it
the mayor.
okay? So is it
To the
okay
mayor.
for Walston to go into City Hall tomorrow and look at the master billing registry
Yes.
tomorrow?
Yes.
I want February, January, and December.
So you fine with going tomorrow?
That's all that had to be asked, but it wasn't asked.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
can attest that council has asked for the financial records, and we have yet to get them.
You get what is generated, and you've been asked time and time, what do you want to see? They're not magicians. They are not mind readers. What do you want to see?
Mayor.
They give you different reports, and then you mumble and say, well, how come this isn't on there? How come that isn't on? Come over there and look at the
Man.
bills and tell them what you want to see. Nobody's
If
trying
the
to hide
city of
anything.
Old Bounville owes a bill,
Yes.
and we ask for a copy of the bills, or we ask for the numbers, I don't expect to get some this month, and we get an overdue balance for other bills next month.
Do you know how many bills there are? And that's why you need to come and see.
Mayor,
okay, but the
If
same
you
I
get
think
bills at your house, you know how they come, and they come every 30 days. So
Personal
don't sit
finances
here
is
and tell.
different from the government finances.
No, ma'am.
What I'm
They
saying
come
is,
in- they
you
come
need to
every
come
30
in.
days.
Like I said, come to City Hall, sit down and look at that. Tell them what you want to see, what you want a copy of.
well, they bought that bill to council last week. Why they
Because-
can't bring other bills?
Right.
We're not bringing a stack of bills out of City
Y'all
Hall.
bring what y'all want to bring.
Bring what you
Period.
want to
No, it's not what you want to bring. That's what came through.
bring.
Oh, so the rest of the bills don't come through?
That's what came through. There was a major issue that we had to get paid right away.
Mayor, we have owed up to
I make a motion,
$300,000
right, on a,
for something as important as our city employees' insurance,
Yeah.
their health insurance, life and death stuff. And we had to find out about that through the grapevine. Wasn't no one at a council meeting waving, hey, we're $300,000 past due. No one.
And that's the issue. Through the grapevine. Y'all doing a lot of grapevine talking.
Nah, it came from GMA.
Nah, it came from GMA.
You want to come to City Hall tomorrow, Councilman?
I want
Boston? Come
access
over
to
there
the master
tomorrow.
billing registry, and I will be over there.
You will
tomorrow.
come over.
I make a
I'll
motion that Councilman Boston go to City Hall tomorrow to get January, February, March, no, December, January,
and
February master billing records.
No, ultimately, I want unrestricted. I want unrestricted access to it.
You're
If I
not
go
getting
there,
unrestricted
all right,
access
man, well, I'm
to
gonna
them.
let
We
you
have
know
to
this.
limit.
I'm gonna
We
let
have
you
to
know this.
limit who's
Can we
getting
start
out
off
of that.
by three? Can we
We
start
start
off
off by
with
three, but I'm gonna let
three
you.
months?
If my access is continuously limited and my duties to serve this city are continuously limited, I will explore further actions.
You're welcome
I
to
will
do
do
that.
so.
And you are welcome to do
Okay,
that.
I'm gonna make a motion again that Councilman Boston go to City Hall tomorrow and look at the master billing registry for December, January, February. Can somebody get a second?
Second.
Can somebody get a third?
Third.
All right, we'll see you over there tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
What time y'all meeting with Sam tomorrow?
At 2:00.
A second and a third.
Is all council invited?
Dang,
No, sir. That will constitute a quorum. Sam will end up coming to the council meeting. This is to explore the issues that he already said that there were some mistakes on their part, and that is in writing as well. The time is now 5:45.
It is not about, the issue is not how, who's responsible. The issue is we want to find out what's wrong and correct the wrong.
And that's my whole point. If you discover something's wrong, get to the source of it. We in December, we already said, we know January is gonna be kind of messed up because that's the first month. Patrick sits over there and he inputs every single household, every single name, every single instance of that bill for every person by hand. He had to go in and redo the system that they have going because Allenhurst did not know how many people was getting what. That takes time, and you understand they still have the other day-to-day duties over there, and they're short 2 people. We understood. There is communication between. Hear me out. There is communication between Atlantic Waste and Patrick Golfin and Miss Moss, stating that there was an error on their part, that there were cans that Sam said he thought belonged to Long County. Well, our guys were picking up Long County cans over in Smileywood. So they had to go back in, and Sam acknowledged that there was a mistake. Patrick had to go back in and look at all of that.
Like I said, maybe I ask a question.
Yes.
Okay. We've been dealing with Allenhurst and Long County for years. Who is responsible for knowing how many cans Allenhurst has and how many Long County has?
Well,
Whose responsibility is that? Who does the billing for that?
Right. Been
we
doing
do
it
the
for years. You
building
still
for all
don't know.
of it, and Long County's not included in that. But Sam, the Atlantic Waste took over that stuff. I merely asked the question to Allenhurst, how many people do you have? How many cans? How many, all of this stuff?
Who's charging ghosts?
They did not know. So we had to start from scratch, go over. My instructions was to go over all of this to make sure that we're not missing anybody. And that's what they're doing. Nobody is no nefarious anything. We're trying to make sure that all this stuff is taken care of the right way.
Mayor Hayes, who's responsible for billing Allenhurst?
The only ones who bill anything around the city hall.
Right, but I think our question is, if City Hall is billing them, why doesn't City Hall know how many we're billing?
Yes.
Now that's
Been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And if we've been doing it for years, City Hall should say we're billing 100 people in Allenhurst and 200 in Waterville and 300 in Long County if we've been billing them for years. I think that's what we're trying to say. I mean, if they're billing them for years, they shouldn't say, I don't know how many we're billing in Allenhurst. If that's the case, then that tells you right then and there that we're billing incorrectly if we don't know how many people we billing.
Exactly. Exactly.
we will continue to look at that and find out what the problem is. Okay, that's all I can tell
We
you
just
right
solved
now.
the problem.
That's all I can tell. No, I'm talking about how come these are not being billed, or if these are being billed, who's being billed, all of that. I can't answer that right now.
This symptom has been here for years. Okay, when I took over when I took over Public Works, I'm gonna be full disclosure. One of the reasons why I wanted to push for, and I said this in the email, one of the reasons why I wanted to push for a third party was because it was almost impossible to see it internally. having a third party, having Atlantic Waste exposed that there were discrepancies. Now, whether it was a need for more training, whether it's something, I didn't know.
Right.
Okay.
And we're not, well, I'm not saying that City Hall is doing it intentionally or, whatever. We're just saying it's done incorrectly and it needs to get resolved.
Yeah, but the
You
pushback
know,
is
we're not pointing any fingers.
Pushback
It's
is
just
intentional.
the building is incorrect.
Well,
And
that's your perception,
It is.
Councilman Boston.
It is.
My perception is I'm trying to keep everybody and all this stuff from blowing up. There's a way to talk to people and ask questions and get things, and this has just gotten crazy. Come to City Hall tomorrow and look at
Keep council
this stuff. We got training in anyway.
train.
Tuesday night, I'll have the rest of this stuff put on the agenda and we'll finish discussing this Tuesday night.
What we discussing? I thought we was finished. He gonna look at the master building.
And I don't want any filters. I want to see it
When you
all.
talk about any filters,
I want to see it all.
you tell them what you want to see.
I will.
I make a motion that we adjourn and head to Midway.
Second.
Second.